So ever wonder which fashion brands are the best value for money? Well, today we're going to be ranking the best and worst fashion brands that I've experienced over the past few years. I've got my fiance Alicia here to join me for a second opinion because she pretty much wears all my clothes more often than I do anyway. So say hello to everyone.
Hi everyone.
So the rankings is going to be S for
Sublime,
A for all round solid, B for basic, C for considerate, D for discount only, and then F for fear of God. And just because something is in D doesn't mean that it's terrible. I just think you shouldn't really pay full price for it, that's all. Okay, so let's start off with the indie brands first. So number one is Somewhere Good. So I think Somewhere Good is really
Good.
So you've been wearing their scarves quite recently. What did you think of them?
Yeah, I think the quality is probably the best quality scarf I've ever worn, although I'm not somebody who has spent a lot of money on scarves in the past. But yeah, definitely the best quality scarf I've ever worn. Really feels really like luxury and really premium and really warm, which is, you know, what you want from a scarf. So yeah, I really like them.
I think the best thing about them is obviously they're 100% lamb's wool, and also they're pretty much half the price of any oversized lamb's wool scarves like other brands are offering at the moment. Obviously, I did get featured in their promotion video recently, and they did send me an additional scarf and some socks. So even though they sent me some free stuff, I'm still just going to judge them subjectively. So I'm still going to judge. I'm still going to judge them objectively. So if I was to compare them to bigger brands, I would still put them in like a premium or mid-tier kind of brand. Obviously, this is only their first drop. They've got quite a few other items like t-shirts and socks in there. And also they're quite mindful with how they source their material, and also everything's made in the UK. They offer muslin-free wool and really sustainable materials. So it does make you feel a lot better when you're wearing them. So despite them giving me some free stuff, I still think they're an S-tier product. I'm really excited to see what they're going to be dropping in the future, and I think this is probably the smallest brand that we're ranking today. So yeah, overall just really excited with what they've got. I do think their scarves are exceptional, so definitely go ahead and buy some of their products. I will drop a link in the description down below. Okay, Asket. So have you seen me wear any of my Asket clothes?
No, I don't think so.
No?
No, never heard of Asket. Oh, this, yeah.
So this one is the overcoat from Asket. I don't really wear it that often. I think it's quite basic.
I don't like it.
Okay. What do you like about it?
I think I don't really like the colour.
Yeah. That's something that I mentioned in my video actually.
It's just
if you've
a weird.
watched it.
No. Like, what colour is this? I don't really like this colour. And I'm struggling to place like how you would wear it. I guess it's like a spring.
Yeah.
It's quite thin, but it's too thick to be like a shirt, obviously.
Yeah.
How much was it?
This was 160.
Yeah, I think that's too expensive. Yeah. I think maybe if it was in a different colour, I'd feel better about it. But yeah, I'm not mad about this. So
I do think that some of the products are really fair price. Obviously, you didn't feel that overshirt was that good for £160. I think Asket, they do some really good classic fits, and they're generally just really good basic items if you want to get some, you know, t-shirts or, you know, classic fit jeans. But I think the main problem is that the fit and the designs, they're not that inspiring. So, you know, once you've bought one item, there's almost no reasons to go back onto their website to check out their next drop because, well, they don't really have any new drops. So also if you're in the UK, they took ages for it to arrive. It took me like 2 weeks for it to arrive, which is quite annoying. So overall, I think I will put it in B, basic. C, we'll consider it.
I think consider it.
So next is Bira Bira. So they make really good quality leather bags.
I'm having trouble connecting to the internet.
So these are the Bira Bira bags. So you can tell the leather quality is really premium. Personally, I really like the smooth leather. I don't really like, I think they're called Dakota leather. Mostly get them in like BMW seats. which I don't really like the look and feel of when they're all like old and wrinkly. So yeah, what do you think of these?
I really like these bags. Like, yeah, this one I want to wear. It's really nice, really spacious, really practical. Yeah, I think they're really nice.
Surprisingly, you can fit quite a lot in these bags.
Yeah.
How much did you think it was?
I feel like this one maybe like, it's quite a smallish size, but it's very good quality. So maybe like 250.
So this one here is the Dylan. Oh no, this one's 160.
Oh yeah, I think that's really good. That's really good actually.
So it's actually 100 quid less than what you think it is.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah. And then this one, 225. So it's still a lot. So how much did you think this one was?
I was going to say, well, I thought that one was like 250. So I was going to say this one's maybe 300.
Yeah, that's 225. So again, like another 100 quid off what you think it's going to cost. So yeah, overall, I think they're really good quality. And another thing I really like about Vera is they always do new drops. So they've got a lot of new items and they've got a lot of diversity on their website as well. So loads of different bags to choose from. Overall for me, I don't see any reason why I shouldn't put it in the S tier, which is really good quality, really decent price, and just loads of different products. Studio Nixon, I bought you quite a few pieces recently. What's your thought on those?
They're really good quality,
Yeah.
like exceptional quality, to the point where like I just want to wear them every day. But obviously it is a very expensive brand.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be shopping there myself. I also think that the fit of things is, I'd say probably quite like luxury or premium in the way that like things look expensive, but they don't necessarily look like good on everybody's body.
That's one of my main negative points about Studio Nixon is that everything's oversized. So I'm wearing a size small for all of the items and they're already still quite baggy on me. So I don't know who's wearing the size medium, large, extra large. So if I was to buy true to size, because I wear large in Uniqlo and everything else, like it would just look odd.
What are their models like on their page? Because I feel like
they're really tall and skinny.
Yeah,
just like other models.
I think that's it. I think it's a brand for skinny people. Because when things are really baggy, and if you're really skinny, then they can look really cool. And I feel like they don't have that like diversity in the way that they make their clothes.
Yeah. So I previously put them in S tier when I made a video about them, but I think I'm gonna put them down one to A now, because after I got a few more items from them, just the fit is just really confusing.
But they're so expensive.
Oh yeah, and they're
Do you
extremely
not think
expensive.
it's discount only? Like you said, just because something's in D tier doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just like it's reflective of.
Yeah, I think you should only buy them on discount.
Yeah.
I don't think you should spend full price on any Studio Nixon items. But
unless you're really tall and skinny, maybe.
even then, like you can still buy them in discount, right?
That's true.
Okay, Guru. So all the content creators are talking about Guru like they are the second coming of Jesus. So these are the Mela 2, and then these are the Sheller.
Mela and Sheller.
Mela and Shallot.
What?
Yeah, these are the Merlot. Merlin?
Let me see. Mela, yeah.
Yeah.
And that.
And then these are the Shaman. So the Merlot I think are really good. I've been wearing them quite a lot. For a pair of minimalistic sneakers, they're really good quality. I think those common projects made them really popular, these types of sneakers. Obviously those common projects, they're not that good. So
They are like good quality leather though, which means you really have to look after them.
Yeah.
Because like you've got a bit of a scrape on them, right?
Yeah.
So I think you can't wear them, you know, they're like fancy trainers. You can't just wear them like you would wear your New Balance or whatever. They're kind of like dress up trainers, I think.
Yeah, you kind of want to look after them.
Yeah, you need to look after them.
So those are really good. Whereas these ones, now I wore these when we went to Amsterdam recently, and I ended up having to buy new shoes pretty much after the first day because they're just so incredibly heavy. I got a scale here, so I'm just gonna weigh them now. They're 882 grams, so they're pretty damn heavy. So imagine if you walk around the city and you got a pair of these, that's, you know, 1.6 kilos you're just carrying around your feet, which Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's quite significant. People are always praying that the leather quality is really good, the build quality is really good, and they were made during the World War II. But we're not at war, well, at least not for now.
I think you're biased though. Like you're not a boot person. You don't wear boots, so I don't think you're the best. Like I think, that's your personal opinion. I think as far as boots go, like these are obviously incredible quality.
Yeah.
But you don't wear boots.
I try to, but they're just too heavy.
Yeah.
So I really want to give them S tier, but I just feel like these are way too heavy for walking around the city. I'm going to put them in A.
And that's just one pair of shoes.
They're the most viral pair of boots, but I just personally don't think they're that good. They're really good quality, but from a practical perspective for like everyday use, I don't think they're very usable. Okay, uniform standards. They're kind of similar to Goral. They make leather shoes.
Oh yeah, they've got that store in London.
Yeah, next to N Clothing.
Yeah.
Most of what they sell are kind of very similar to Goral shoes. For me, the good thing about them is they are pretty much half the price. They're £160 for a pair of white leather sneakers. They've also got t-shirts as well. So they got the Supima cotton t-shirts.
Oh, they're cheap.
Yeah.
Nice.
For something that good quality, 35 quid, I think is pretty decent. Now, the main downside for me with uniform standard is, again, they don't really do any new drops. So there's no real reason to kind of revisit their websites. I think they're really good quality. I will put them in the A tier. So Percival, we got a top from them. So it's this waffle t-shirt. I think you quite like this one.
I really like this top. Yeah. This is really, really nice.
Yeah, so they're another UK brand. I think they're literally right next to Uniform Standard, actually, the other side of N Clothing. I really like their pricing. This one, I think it's actually 70 quid, but I got it discounted at 45. I think overall they do a lot of really good quality stuff. They've got a jacket, which GQ says is the best jacket in the world. My only downside of them is they've got a lot of random pieces, like, they got t-shirts with orange and ramen and stuff like that on their logo, which I just don't really understand why. There's just so many variation of it. And then their collaborations, again, I think they're really random. So they've got a collaboration with Ford at the moment, but I just don't think they've got that fan base from Ford or Percival at the moment to kind of create a collab with that. It just feels really random. So there's nothing specific where I think I have to buy it.
Yeah.
But everything is really good quality, so I will say all around solid. Okay, next is About Blank. I'm wearing a About Blank t-shirt at the moment.
Really good quality.
Yeah, so this one I think is 70 quid. So for something that's really thick, and also I think their designs are really good. They also do really small and focused drops. I also really like their pricing, and they've kind of developed a little bit of a cult following in the UK. I think their products are really good. I don't think you can really go wrong with buying anything from About Blank. Everything is just really premium quality and well designed, so I'm going to put them in the S tier. So those are some of the indie brands. Let's go into the budget ones. So first is Zara. You don't really like Zara, do you?
Yeah, I think it's maybe the in-store shopping experience in the UK, particularly in London, is just so stressful.
Yeah.
It's just always so busy. And I think they don't have very good quality. Their clothes are not very good quality.
Yeah. I also don't, the main thing I don't like about Zara is their wash tags. So they're made of plastic. So when you're wearing it, it just scratches your love handles. Even when you cut them off, it's still really sharp, and I just can't bring myself to wear them anymore. Especially like t-shirts. Like maybe a jumper is okay because it's not touching your skin, but anything that's, the basic items I just can't wear. And also their pricing is really weird. So sometimes you get really cheap stuff, but then sometimes I think they're testing the water with bringing in some more high-end products. But if you're going to sell expensive items, you need to have expensive material for everything, including the wash tags. So for me, they're consider it Uniqlo. So I'm talking about Uniqlo U, C, and JW Anderson. So this hoodie is from the Uniqlo and JW Anderson collection. I think with these collaboration, what's really good about them is they've also got a few standout items. So for example, this, or with the Uniqlo Sierras, the wide joggers. They've got a really small creative collection, but for me, another problem with them is the majority of the products are just reskin of existing items. It'll be like an Oxford shirt, but rather than blue, it's just a little bit darker in color. Obviously, I make a lot of videos about Uniqlo in general, but overall, I would still say they're just an A tier. You don't necessarily have to buy this, it's still pretty plain. I think the standout aspect of this is that it's really low price. Uniqlo, I've converted you to a Uniqlo person now. How do you feel about it?
I really like Uniqlo. I think in terms of high street shopping to get things that are good quality, I think quality really.
And price.
Good quality, price, and basic items. They're really solid. They do good thermals, they do good accessories, good underwear, good pajamas, all of that sort of stuff. I think good coats as well.
I think what's crazy about Uniqlo is it's actually a lot more expensive here than in Asia. So when we go to Hong Kong, for example, everything's pretty much half price. And it's already cheap here. So if you manage to go to Asia, I think Uniqlo is just a no-brainer to visit. So if we were in Asia, I will put them in A tier. But I think in the UK, the Uniqlo main brand is just basic.
Yeah.
Abercrombie & Fitch. I bought a few A&F pieces recently. I also have a lot of legacy A&F stuff. That's because I used to buy A&F pretty much exclusively. So I'm actually wearing the new jeans at the moment. Quality, I think they're not fantastic, but also at the same time, they're relatively expensive. When you compare them to other budget brands, they're definitely the most expensive ones. I would say they're close to premium brands price.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's always a discount on. And they also do loads of trendy pieces.
I think discount only.
H&M?
See, I see H&M and Zara is very similar, but I prefer H&M to Zara.
Okay. Is it just because they're a bit cheaper?
I think they just do, their clothes are a lot more interesting. But I don't think they're above Zara, but
no.
Yeah.
Well, they did that really interesting collaboration with Heron Preston. Obviously, he is the creative director for H&M as well. There were one or two really interesting pieces, but I think we just ended up returning pretty much all of it.
Yeah.
Which you ended up returning for me.
Yeah.
So the quality weren't that good. I don't know, I think they should be same as Zara.
Yeah.
Muji, we always go into shops when we go to Hong Kong. They are kind of like Uniqlo. They just sell really basic stuff.
When I think Muji, I don't think clothes. I think bedding. I think diffusers.
Yeah.
Home
Stationery.
accessories. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say consider it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or discount only.
Are their clothes expensive?
No.
Yeah, consider it then.
Okay. Casio. So you recently bought me the Casio watch, which I mentioned in a previous video. One of my Christmas requests. I think they're really good quality, getting a pretty decent looking watch. Obviously you've got G-Shock range included with Casio. I think it's just an affordable accessory brand.
Yeah, I think Casio, they're just cool, aren't they?
Yeah.
I think all round solid. They're a brand that's stayed around for a long time.
Yeah.
They're just,
All right, Lacoste. They've got some really interesting pieces recently. I think you quite like Lacoste.
I love Lacoste, yeah, just because I have that brand. I'm a fan of the brand. Just because growing up, having anything Lacoste was seen as really cool, and I think I've just internalized that.
Yeah.
Having said that though, every time we walk past a Lacoste shop, I'll go in just because I like the brand. Very rarely buy anything. Yeah.
So I think we'll put in basic. ALD. A few years ago, I reckon they should be S tier, but since the LVMH takeover, quality has just gone down the drain. They're also churning out a lot of designs, and I would say 80% of them are pretty rubbish. However, I still think they do a lot of quality pieces. Their fit and the aesthetics is really special. It just feels really nice to wear, personally.
It's whenever you wear an ALD piece, I'm that's nice. I really like the colours that they use as well. They use a lot of rich colours.
The designs are really good.
Yeah. I don't necessarily get the brand. Or the loyalty to the brand.
Yeah. I guess the main thing about ALD is you can always sell the pieces if you don't want them. Like the Reddit communities are actually crazy. Like you can buy a t-shirt for £100 and someone will buy it back off you for £100. So you almost never lose any value in their clothes. I kind of want to put them in A, but I would say they're B now. Also because everybody wears them nowadays.
Yeah, and they're expensive, but they retain their value. So
Yeah.
that kind of cancels out, I guess.
Yeah. Beams. You don't recognize this brand at all.
No.
Even though every time we go to Hong Kong, which is about once or twice a year, we always try to go in their store. And I just can never pick up anything from them. I really appreciate the brand and I really like their designs, but given the price, because a lot of their stuff, they're really thin. So, you know, sometimes you pick up something and it's like £200 for an overshirt, £250, but it's really thin. And I get that as an Asian brand, so it's not necessarily going to be really thick. But I just can't ever justify the price, so I'm going to put them in discount only. So even though they're really good quality, I just think you should always buy them on discount. Axo Aragasso, you really like the jacket, you wear it all the time.
Yeah, really good quality and just really warm. It's like the warmest jacket we own.
Yeah.
Well, you own,
Compared
but I wear.
compared to Canada Goose.
Well, the Canada Goose jacket is also really warm, but I think the difference is that I wouldn't wear the Canada Goose jacket to like walk the dog. So I just always take the Axo Aragasso one.
Yeah. Even though it is quite expensive.
How much is it?
Nowadays, like £450.
Okay, that's quite expensive. But it's very good quality.
And you like their sneakers as well, don't you?
Yeah. I think what I like about the vibe generally, I don't know if this is always their vibe or just their vibe at the moment, but I quite like that like skater boy, skater girl look. I think it's quite cool, it's quite nostalgic.
The only thing that niggles me is the
Niggle.
the only thing that I find weird is they are called Axo Aragasso, but they're a Swedish brand. I think they're trying to use it as like appreciating Japanese minimalism.
This all like skater stuff, is that Japanese?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Personally, I think they are really good. So I'm going to put them in S tier. I think you can't really go wrong with picking up any of their stuff. So next is COS. They are pretty much just an upmarket H&M. I think they do some really good quality clothes. One of your favorite sweaters of mine is from COS.
Yeah, I really like it. Nice colour.
But they do too many designs from my perspective. And I don't think they match together. So like they'll do like a crop t-shirt, but then like an oversized sweater. So just all over the place with their designs. So I would say they're a good basic brand. Carhartt. So they've developed a bit of a cult following. Their clothes are okay quality. They've got some high-end stuff.
Yeah, I feel like they use a lot of like corduroy and stuff, right?
Yeah, they're like workers' jacket and stuff.
Yeah, I think they're very popular. Like they appeal to a certain demographic and they've built that following. But I don't think either of us are that part of that following. So.
No. So I think they're a basic brand.
Yeah.
Supreme. So 3 years ago, I would say they're A tier, but again, similar to ALD with kind of investment from, you know, big companies, quality has just gone down really bad. And they've just done a lot of stinkers from their last few drops. I just think they're not very good anymore. The only thing that's worth buying potentially are their box logo hoodies. But even then, their main supplier, Rupert, their quality's just been really bad. I picked up some of their stuff recently, just awful. I think they were discount only. They're just not really that cool anymore, are they?
No.
And
You've
also,
got like some things that are really good quality, but they're the older things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait for end of the season, then pick something up if you like it. Amy Paris. A few years ago, we were quite into their clothes, weren't we? But they just keep doing the same thing over and over again. So it's just the same Love Heart logo on a hoodie. I think there's no variation in the design. I think they're quite basic now.
Yeah. I think basic.
Fear of God Essentials, F tier. Can't really place them anywhere else. Their quality is really bad. A few years ago, I might have put them in the S tier. Like, we've got a few of their first or second drop items. They're really good quality and they're still with us now. It made it sound like someone's there. We still got them, we still wear them frequently, but their logo, like, it hasn't faded, whereas like the more recent pieces, after 1 or 2 wash, it's just completely gone. New Balance, so I think they do some really good trainers. I was never really that into them previously. I think overall they just do really comfortable shoes and their collaborations are really interesting. So they've got collaborations with ALD, but they don't do a price increase, which I think is really good. They just charge them at the same retail price. Basic?
Yeah.
Babe.
I feel like they're a bit kind of past their time.
Yeah.
It's not that cool anymore.
Yeah. So obviously Babe starts by Nigo. The problem with Babe is they are just too reliant on that camo pattern, and again, whenever they do new drops, it's just the same design, like the Babe head. I would say discount only.
Yeah.
Seiko, kind of similar to Casio, but more premium. So you're getting a mechanical watch for a decent price. So they're about 300 quid, but you can go all the way up to like $4,000 for a watch. I probably wouldn't recommend anyone picking up $4,000 Seiko. You're better off buying something else, in my perspective. I think consider it.
You think they're that much lower than Casio?
Maybe I'll put them in all round good. You are getting a much better watch. Stussy, got a few Stussy pieces. The older ones are actually not as good quality. I think the newer stuff is better. So yeah, I just don't think their designs are fantastic. Again, they've got a really strong cult following, but I'll put them in consider it. Nike, I think they used to be really good. Used to love their shoes, but now they aren't that great. I feel like there's always a Nike discount store everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like because there are so many discount stores, I would only ever buy anything on discount.
It's a discount only.
Yeah.
Human Made, yeah, we bought a few pieces from Human Made, but I think I'm not a fan of them anymore. So again, obviously founded by Nigo, and they're still owned by Nigo, but I actually think Nigo is probably one of the most overrated designers. Like, he's just really over-reliant on sticking a massive logo on pieces rather than good quality aesthetics. I think some of the slogans are just really lame, like the future is in the past.
Yeah, I need more context.
I just don't think it looks great. I'm going to put them in discount only. Into the high-end stuff. I really like Moncler, but you don't think I look good in them.
I mean, I've never said that.
I think it's more like we'll go into their shops and then I would try to buy something and then ask for your opinions, and you always say, no, you look awful, something like that.
Yeah, I feel like they're a rich person brand. I don't think they necessarily look good.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're amazing quality.
Yeah. I also don't like them always sticking like the logo on the left arm. I think they would consider it just because the price is so high. Obviously now they're even more expensive, and every year they're just going to keep increasing the price. And then we got Fear of God. Again, Fear of God in the Fear of God category. I just don't think it can ever be justifiable to spend that much money on joggers. You can buy something like this from Uniqlo and it's a fraction of the price. So F tier, do not buy, completely avoid. I'm only buying it because it's an appreciating asset. In terms of design and also the price, I just don't think it's that justifiable.
I think, yeah, if you look at a Rolex and you take out the fact that it's a Rolex, is it that special? So
consider it, you're kind of only buying it for the branding. Tudor, I think, is the definition of a premium watch. I think it's a perfect price range for that. If you want something a bit more special, that's the brand to go for rather than Rolex.
Yeah, I really like Tudor. I think they've done some cool collabs. And I think they design things that are like a bit more interesting. I really like Tudor. Solid, I would say.
All around solid.
Yeah.
One more thing about Rolex is you're going to get targeted by thieves if you're in like a big city, especially in European countries. And I just think it's really unsafe to wear a Rolex around. So that's why I think Tudor might be better. Palm Angel, they were really popular for like one summer. I think everyone was wearing them. And then they just disappeared.
Just bad quality.
Yeah, because we got a few pieces from there.
And weird, like teddy bear with its head cut off. Like I don't get it.
Yeah, not a fan.
No.
So going in the F tier. Canada Goose. You wear Canada Goose more than I do. So what do you think?
So I would never buy a Canada Goose jacket, or at least not in the near future, just because they're so expensive and they're out of my price range.
Yeah.
I also think, they've had a weird past in terms of ethics. But you having one and me getting access to it, I love wearing it. I would wear it all the time. I think it's particularly cool, the one you have, because it's a collab with Angel Chen.
Yeah.
So it is just a really nicely made jacket. It's got things about it that are interesting. It's really warm, it's really practical. Pockets are in the right place, zips are in the right place. Like, Yes.
Sounds like it should be S, but only for that jacket.
Yeah, and I think also it's very expensive. And you need to think about like what comes with wearing a Canada Goose badge. Like sometimes in London, there was a point where it actually wasn't safe, right? People were like getting attacked for wearing it. So
and Rolex.
I would say I would say consider it.
Consider it.
Because it's so expensive, and the ethics, like you want to look into that and make sure you're okay with it.
Okay, Off-White. So I used to love Off-White. We've got quite a few of their older pieces. I think I'm just completely off them now. It doesn't really suit my aesthetics anymore, and the quality is not very good, and also the price. And you're talking 700 or 800 quid for a hoodie.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I just don't think you can ever justify that.
No, they're not good quality.
Would you put them in fear of God?
I think discount only. Just because even though you said it's not your aesthetic anymore, some of their items are quite cool.
Yeah.
Like I've got like a baggy sleeved hoodie, which is very cool.
Yeah.
But I would never buy it full price.
No. Yeah. So it's not like Fear of God where it's terrible, but it's not full price justifiable. Okay, lastly, Balenciaga. So they used to be the most popular brand, and now they've kind of fallen off.
Yeah, I agree with what you said. They were really cool, less so now, very expensive. Quality is better than like some of those things, that definitely better than the ones we've got there in F tier. So I'd maybe say discount only.
Yeah, and they're always on discount now. I feel like no one's really buying any of their products. So you can always get discount from like End or Essence. All right, that's our tier list. Thanks for watching. See you next time.